Okay, here we go at Lingfield. I'm using £10 stakes to show you that you can still make a decent return without using large money. If you want to learn how to trade like I do, then click on the link below in the description. Or if you want to win on your football accumulators every single time, then you can also go to akawinner.com, which is also in the description. But for now, let's get cracking with the trading. And still 10 minutes on the clock. But I'm using £10 stakes, so I can start trading now. It's quite easy to scalp out some profits here and there, because I'm using very small stakes, so I'm not putting on a huge liability or anything. So I'll just start trading and just see how it goes. So I've jumped in there, but the price has gone against me. So I'll just leave that there for now and see if I can scratch out for a zero loss. In the meantime, I'll just quickly scalp out on these ones here. It's important to remember that when you're doing this sort of thing, it's always better to take either a scratch or a very, very small loss. So if the price goes against you, it goes against you. It's not a big deal. So just make sure you're aware that you should always take a small loss, as opposed to just sitting and watching the price going against you. So you can see here now in the third favourite that I need to do that. I moved the £10 up to take a scratch, but the price hasn't really come down yet. So if it comes up to if it goes up to 10 or 10.5, then I'll just take the loss. But for the moment, I'm happy to wait for it to come down, because I'm ahead of this queue here as well. So. And I've been matched on the favourite here. We'll see if that gets matched there as well. It should do. So you can see there now I've taken a scratch on the third favourite. It's unfortunate now the price is coming down, but that's just the way it goes, okay? So at this point, I don't re-enter the market just because it went the other way, alright? Because my initial entry was based on a different scenario, not this one. So never chase the price just because it didn't go in your favour. Well, I'll stick in another trade here, just in anticipation that the price is going to come back up again. Favourite is drifting out, which has gone against my position, which is not ideal. I managed to scratch. I get a quick scalp in there. I'm using the offset tool, which is why it's automatically offsetting the trade for me. It's a handy tool to have just because it sets it off so much faster than you can do yourself. And it gives you more of a hands-off approach where your emotions aren't attached to the trade. You're just the software does it for you, which is quite cool. Okay, so the favourite's drifting. It looks like it might keep drifting, so I might just scratch this one out for either a small loss or just a scratch. I'll probably just take the small loss there, just because it does look like it might keep drifting past this this traded range as this one comes in as well. So I'll pop in a position here in anticipation that it might keep drifting. And while typically the price has gone against me again, it was at the top of the traded range, so it's come back in again. But I'm not going to panic just yet. And we've entered the last 5 minutes now, so there's always a bit of an influx of money at that exact 5 minute mark. So whenever price goes against you during the first 20 seconds, after you hit that 5 minutes, don't worry about it, because it's usually just a temporary thing. So you can see the second favourite is coming in now as well. So if this breaks the 6 mark, then I'm anticipating the favourite to drift out. So we'll see what happens here. Because if the second favourite bounces off the 6 and starts drifting, then I'll get out of this position here. But for the moment, I'm quite happy to sit and wait. Move over Tigerfish. Come in a bit. So you can see the second favourite now is about to hopefully cross the 6. The horses are making their way down. Favourite is hopefully about to touch my £10 here for a quick scalp. It looks like the second favourite is not going to break through the 6, which is not ideal. Starting to drift out a bit. So I might just have to suck it up and take a loss on the favourite here, but we'll see in a minute. And what you're not seeing here is out of sight here. You can see that the Peter something or other is coming in quite heavily, which is pushing out the favourite, which is good. Which is exactly what I wanted. So I'll just do a quick scalp there. As you can see, this one here has come in quite a lot. I'll do a quick scalp on the second favourite here as well. Oh, that's drifted out quite a lot there. Got a big chunk of money coming in. So like I said, the beauty with scalping with small money is that you can scalp with you've got a lot of room for error, and you can learn a lot purely because the losses are so small that you're not emotionally attached to it, right? Which is the key here. So I can scratch out a trade like that without really worrying about what I lost or didn't make or whatever, because my only goal here is to be in green. I don't care how much or how little I'm making. It's purely about being in the green, nothing else. So as soon as you adopt that attitude, you can. So instead of using £10 stakes here, I can be using £50 stakes, and so I'll be making £3.50 or £3 instead of 70 pence. But as always, I always say that the key is to use small stakes at the beginning, because if you can't make a profit with small stakes, you're never going to make a profit with big stakes. Because the only difference between trading large stakes and small stakes is that the higher the stakes, the more emotionally attached you are to your trade. So that's why it's important to gradually increase your bank and gradually increase your skill, because you desensitize yourself in your relation to your potential loss. Which is why when you watch people like Con Berry or Peter Webb trade, they can jump in with like £1,000 stake and they don't seem bothered, because that £1,000 and the potential loss they have on the profit and loss ladder is very, very small compared to the bank, which is probably the equivalent of me trading here with £10 stakes as if I had like a £500 bank. They're trading with £1,000 stakes because they've got 50 grand in their bank, right? Probably more than that. So it's all proportionate to their bank and their emotional attachment to their staking amount. Because if you've only got a £500 bank and you throw in a £100 stake and you've got a potential to lose your 10 or 15 quid, then that is a huge chunk of your bank gone. So always use small stakes until you're very confident in what you're doing. So look at the 70 pence. Don't look at that and think, oh, that's crap, that's only 70p. Think of it as a scalable exercise. So if I was using, £100 stakes, that would be £7.70, right? So, but obviously, if I was trading the same here with £100 stakes, and I got nervous, I wouldn't be able to produce a profit because I would bottle it and I would make a mistake. So yeah, if you want to learn to trade how I trade, then click on the link in the description. You can also check out akawinner.com. It's a service for football accumulators where you can win every single time, guaranteed. It's an awesome service. I highly recommend you try it.